In my previous video, we delved into the allegations surrounding Cody and Tana. Here's a TikTok video summarizing those allegations. Since then, additional details have surfaced regarding these allegations.
I know now, I was 17 at the time, 18. Like, that's not what you do, but at the time it was just like, oh, you think I'm this and you're treating me and calling me all these names and treating me really horribly and like using me for a lot of money and like.
If you're gonna say I'm cheating, okay, I'm gonna cheat.
And it's like, if you're using me for mad money and making me buy hella shit for you and like, you know, forcing me to fly out to you just to be like super emotionally and like psychotically abusive, like shit, okay, bet. And so I started kind of hooking up with other people. Shout out JC Kalen, shout out Cody Co.
Don't.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And delete both of those?
She's like,
Viewer discretion is advised. The following comments may contain crude language and unsuitable content. If uncomfortable, please feel free to watch another video. Now, let's explore the legal nuances. There is a critical distinction between statutory rape and sexual abuse of a minor. According to the Supreme Court, statutory rape is not automatically considered sexual abuse of a minor unless the victim is under 16. Immigration consequences may not require a criminal case, an admission of guilt can suffice. However, the specifics of the admitted crime might not align with immigration law. A skilled lawyer could argue against its classification as a crime involving moral turpitude during a naturalization interview. These legal perspectives are shared for informational purposes only. Please note that the following comments do not necessarily reflect my opinion. Let's approach these discussions with diplomacy and a willingness to consider diverse viewpoints, recognizing that real people are affected by our words. I aim to interpret these comments while maintaining the anonymity of the commenters to prevent any disrespectful or unwarranted responses. I've obtained permission from the commenters to feature their Reddit comments in this video. Please refrain from doxing or revealing personal information, even if you believe you have compelling evidence. With that said, let's dive into the intense opinions of strangers in the comments section. This will be a long video, so grab a snack, open your mind, and let's begin.
I really hope the allegations aren't true. I love you and Cody, please tell us the truth.
Imagine you're a fan, eagerly loading your YouTube feed, excited to watch the next Cody Co video. However, your excitement turns to shock as you discover viral allegations from Tana Monjo against Cody. After watching a video discussing these troubling claims, you scroll through the comments, only to find furious remarks from strangers. There isn't a recent supportive comment in sight. Suddenly, enjoying Cody's content takes a back seat as you search for more coverage on this unfolding situation. Cody's reputation hangs in the balance, vulnerable amidst a storm of criticism. The public wields their figurative pitchforks, and media coverage intensifies. Reading this comment from the perspective of a concerned fan, it's understandable why they want Cody to address the claims and show support. They're still asking for the truth, indicating a willingness to withhold judgment until more information is revealed. Overall, this comment reflects genuine conflict and concern from a viewer who values transparency. Amidst the sea of hate comments, one thread stood out to me and is marked by fake usernames.
Still love you, Cody. Shot. The redacted. We still got redacted defenders in 2024.
This thread captures the polarizing reactions surrounding Cody. M4T stands firm in their support despite the allegations. Their dedicated stance contrasts sharply with the criticisms that follow. L8 responds hesitantly, reflecting uncertainty on how to engage with the topic. K3E interjects dismissively, attempting to complete the phrase, "shut the F up," a sentiment echoed by P6L's response. The animosity intensifies with the remaining word "up," meant to silence and intimidate M4T as multiple people share the same sentiment. Finally, O9N outright voices their disdain for those who defend alleged abusers, further reflecting the intense scrutiny and division among viewers.
Please don't tell me I've lost another YouTuber. Gave up on censorship, huh? You're cooked, bro. Coward. Better start singing with a ukulele RN.
These comments reflect considerable criticism and disappointment in Cody's response to recent allegations. D'Angelo Wallace mentioned the censorship in his video about the allegations, referenced by a commenter, having heightened the backlash. The frustration underscores the profound impact on Cody's reputation and fanbase. References to Colleen Bollinger's ukulele response against her own allegations, made without legal consultation, only created more criticism against her. It's clear that opinions are sharply divided, with many commenters expressing reluctance to support Cody's channel in the future. Merely issuing a public statement may not be enough to alleviate the flurry of comments over these allegations.
First it was Ed, Miranda Sins, Josh Giddey, then it was P. Diddy, Dr. Disrespect, and now Cody Co. I feel like I'm playing Among Us finding the next imposter.
This comment attempts to humorously critique Cody amidst suspicion regarding allegations against other public figures, drawing a comparison to the popular game Among Us. Interestingly, this sentiment echoes throughout other culturally significant comments. The following images portray individuals who have been caught exploiting others, a topic that walks a fine line between dark humor and the impact of these public figures. I have permission to use them with credit. For some viewers, the irony or absurdity of seeing these figures exposed might elicit a sense of humor or schadenfreude. Some find irony or absurdity in their exposure, evoking humor or schadenfreude. Yet, exploitation and misconduct are serious issues with real consequences, sparking debate involving reflection on the accountability and societal impacts of these individuals. Cody's involvement in this picture is still an allegation, not a confirmation. Accusations are not enough. Texts, camera footage, or a concrete timeline of the night or nights in question would provide more substantial evidence. No video evidence of the alleged carnal act is needed or demanded. Those establishing Cody's guilt without solid proof contribute to the unjust suffering of falsely accused victims, who have faced imprisonment, job loss, and abandonment. Cases like Brian Banks, who served years in prison before being exonerated, or the Duke lacrosse case, where players faced public condemnation before being cleared, illustrate how false allegations can devastate lives. Women are also affected by false allegations, so let's bring them up as well. Deborah Milk in Arizona and Joan Taylor in Georgia were both wrongly accused of crimes they did not commit, enduring years of wrongful imprisonment before their convictions were overturned. Taking accusations seriously is important, but rushing to condemn someone publicly without solid evidence is unjustifiable. It's unreasonable to assume that anyone should have known or to speculate about the impact he has on his family. Until Cody admits guilt or irrefutable evidence emerges, it's essential for people to approach the situation calmly and rationally. If you don't want to view his content, don't. Simple. Do not bully or harass others associated with him.
We underestimate how much legal stuff is probably going on behind the scenes, so he only says the right things on camera.
This commenter's point calls attention to a frequent scenario in high-profile cases, where legal strategies and considerations heavily influence the decision to release public statements, particularly in cases involving serious allegations. This cautious approach aims to shield individuals like Cody from potential legal consequences, highlighting the intricacies and sensitivity involved in legal matters where personal reputations and freedoms are at risk. This strategic silence underscores the critical role of legal counsel in navigating public scrutiny and protecting legal interests.
Meh, not really. It's the same principle as staying silent when a detective is interrogating you. Obviously legally it's your right to stay silent, and that has good reason. He's damned if he talks and damned if he doesn't. Not saying he's innocent, but people shouldn't use silence as the reason why he isn't, unless he could almost 100% prove that he didn't do it through actual evidence like Georgia Notfound's case. Everyone will just take the response as him doing damage control. It's also too soon to say that he won't respond at all.
This Redditor's analogy to staying silent during police interrogation reflects earlier remarks made by a different Reddit user. However, they caution against assuming innocence based solely on silence, emphasizing that it's not conclusive evidence either way. Without substantial evidence, like in cases such as Georgia Notfound's, where innocence was almost proven, public perception tends to lean towards seeing silence as a form of damage control. The Redditor acknowledges it's premature to definitively conclude Cody won't respond, suggesting the possibility of developments in the allegations. Their commentary promotes a balanced perspective, underscoring the importance of evidence and the complexities involved in managing public scrutiny during legal matters.
There's nothing wrong with wanting more evidence, and no one should be making black and white claims as a fan or viewer. However, Cody's silence is not helping him at all. Like Cody, if it didn't happen, please just say that. If it did, say something and be honest. This is not an issue of let's just wait till it all blows over. This is a crime. You have a son, man. Do you want this to be part of your influence in him? To affect your relationship with him in the future? And again, if you did it, Tana deserves to have you acknowledge it and apologize. He already lost in the court of opinions, though. If he says the allegations are true, he will be torn down and be called a redacted. If he denies the allegations, he will be called a liar, get torn down, and still get called a redacted, without somehow presenting hard evidence proving his innocence, which probably doesn't exist for either side in this case. There's no winning recovering here. From a PR perspective, there's nothing he can do besides be quiet and let everything simmer down. That's fair, but in that case, even if he didn't do it, then Tana would need to respond. And if she has nothing or turns out she lied, it would help him out. Him staying silent right now is just odd. The damage is already done. A he said she said debate just makes things worse for him specifically. All that does is bring more attention to the scandal, and regardless of if it's true or not, his name will be attached to it. I don't agree with it, but again, from a PR perspective, the best thing he can do is stay silent. There is no winning.
DDD raises valid points about the importance of transparency and the potential long-term impact on Cody's personal life, particularly his relationship with his son. Tana's involvement is briefly mentioned, which could conversely aid Cody's case. DDD is still demanding accountability from Cody and/or Tana, suggesting that silence only worsens public perception. GGG provides a pragmatic view, acknowledging the damage already done to Cody's reputation and the inability to win in the court of public opinion, weighing the risks associated with any response Cody might give, whether it's denying or admitting the allegations. GGG's point is further proven by the loss of 500,000 YouTube subscribers. The thoughtful conversation between these Redditors highlights the nuanced challenges Cody faces amidst allegations, acknowledging the delicate balance of managing reputation and public scrutiny despite legality, thus indicating a more thorough analysis of the implications for everyone involved in such sensitive matters. Tana, though affected by the comments, is not under the same level of scrutiny as Cody, who is the accused. It's vital to gain awareness and perspective over these sensitive matters, fostering empathy for all parties involved and recognizing the complexities of their situations. Now, let's explore some of her comments.
We love you, Tana. Stay strong. We love you, Tana, and support you always. We believe you, Tana. Thank you for staying strong. When I tell you it took me so long to process some of the essay I've gone through to realize it was abuse, keep unpacking it, girly. We stand by you. I hate her, and even I'm on her side.
These comments establish empathetic support from the comments section over the allegations during this viral but difficult period. One commenter looks past their dislike of Tana's character to show support, while others share their own experiences in solidarity. Many other comments shared sentiments of misogyny and the importance of always believing the victim first. The genuine sense of care and encouragement, reassuring Tana that she is valued and believed in, serves as a stage to humanize her experience and remind her that she is not alone. However, with a tidal wave of supportive comments for Tana, the following part of this video will discuss those expressing differing opinions at various times. If at any point you do not wish to hear these comments, you may fast forward or end the video.
It's funny that we pretend she should uphold some moral standard when she never presented herself altruistically. You don't know your fans' growth just because you become viral. I'm rooting for her. I find her entertaining, and I think she has all the love and resources to grow when she's ready. It's just fun to gossip, and people always will.
Reflecting on the societal or parasocial expectations placed on individuals who achieve fame is comical. Fame shouldn't demand that someone automatically become a role model or adhere to specific values. People often feel compelled to influence others' behavior and offer unsolicited advice as if they were moral law or fame police. It's natural for people to change and mature with time, and no one is exempt.
Well, Tana said after she told this story, Cody texted her asking if they were good and that he had his wedding coming up. That to me seems pretty damning, because if someone accused me of a redacted crime I didn't do, I would be messaging like, what the hell, why would you say that this happened? This never happened. Cody texting Tana asking if they're good was his cowardly frat boy way of acknowledging that this situation really happened.
4G4 urges the expectation of a more assertive response from Cody in the face of these serious allegations. The commenter displays curiosity at Cody's nonchalant approach to messaging Tana, hinting that Cody should respond more seriously. The commenter themselves would not have reached out so casually if the same allegation were done unto them. This viewpoint serves to remind viewers on how different individuals may respond to accusations, and whether Cody's reaction aligns with the expectations of his innocence and accountability. In contrast, commenter 4P4 interprets Cody's text as a passive reaction rather than a direct confrontation. 4P4 views Cody's approach as evasive or avoiding direct accountability, which can be perceived as a reflection of his character and handling of the allegations. These opposing points of view show the complexities of reading interpersonal communication and how responses vary from person to person in the face of severe claims, giving the possibility for various interpretations and ongoing debate.
It's literally the Trauma Olympics every podcast.
This Redditor attempts to humorously critiques the cancelled podcast for its repetitive focus on discussing trauma in every episode. They have noted a consistent pattern where topics may vary briefly but inevitably circle back to trauma, which they argue diminishes the show's entertainment value. Additionally, the commenter observes that the hosts have not attempted to branch out the podcast's content or introduce fresh elements to better engage their audience.
No one can deny she was mistreated by her parents a lot, but sometimes it feels like she says certain things because she thinks it gives her more street cred or makes her look cooler in a way. This isn't super well worded, but I think you get the gist, lol.
This comment shares the doubt regarding the validity of certain bits of Tana's retellings of her life, stating that while they accept the cruelty by Tana's parents, they consider some claims as maybe fabricated for perceived social status or coolness. It is important to note that Tana has been known to embellish details. Tana was sued by her parents for slander and paid them a couple $100,000 in a Zoom lawsuit during the pandemic.
I think Tana likes to play it off like she wants a change, wants to rebrand, she's done with the LA lifestyle, etc. because she's around Brooke and Jeff and Trish, who pretty much have their together despite having their own issues. She can see where she's lacking and wants to be on their level, but she knows she isn't. But I super agree that she's misusing the words sober and celibate and totally making a mockery of it. The fact that she couldn't even repeat another earnest round of 75 hard says a lot. Plus the fact that she goes on worse benders after her sobriety is really concerning, and she probably does need professional help and a real wake-up call life overhaul. She even said she had that ego death, epiphany, whatever, and yet goes to Hawaii and repeats the same cycle, yet again.
The previous comment acknowledges skepticism about Tana's honesty, but this commenter shares their thoughts on Tana's declarations of wanting to change and rebranding her image, possibly suggesting that Tana is influenced by those around her who appear more stable. The commenter agrees strongly that Tana's use of the terms sober and celibate seems inconsistent and undermines her sincerity. The commenter expressed their concern over her behavior post-sobriety and suggests she may require professional intervention for a genuine life transformation in a thread that was concerned about Tana's life choices and how she follows through with her statements. Tana has the freedom to make any changes she wants since she is a 26-year-old adult who can decide how much devotion each change requires.
Oh, I didn't see that comment. TBH though, I don't know if it say that a sentence in a video generally apologizing for her tweets, which she isn't specific about what they said, is enough to cover the seriously deep-rooted redacted she showed for years. Brooke's tweets about Zimmerman were awful, no doubt, but Tana had legit 10 tweets over a span of years talking about how she was appalled that a black person tried to flirt with her and that he was as dark as midnight, laughing at her dad having dated a black woman. A redacted tweet saying she needed to burn her shoes because a redacted touched them at a party. I guess it's cool she said that a little bit, but I don't think many people actually know how bad some of the tweets were. BC, she scrubbed them from the internet early on. I just don't think Tana should get an easy pass because she made one generic throwaway line in a video years ago. Brooke gave a similarly worded apology but on her Reddit account, just not on video. I don't think either of their apologies were good enough tbh.
This criticism of Tana's apologies for her previous racist and homophobic comments highlights the insufficiency of her personal development. Arguing that Tana's quick video response, which lacks specifics or an in-depth apology, fails to address the gravity of her aggressiveness. Brooke's apology was more comprehensive on her Reddit account, despite both statements being similar. The commenter claims that Tana should not be granted leniency solely for recognizing her prior misdeeds in haste, especially considering the damaging nature of the tweets and efforts to remove them from the internet. They emphasize that actual accountability demands an even stronger response and a consistent effort to repair the damage created by her previous statements.
Well, Tana has a bit of a history. You could watch the Adub's content cop and see what she is on. In the past she has said the N-word on camera. Had the whole but I'm not like other girls attitude which didn't land well. And being a redacted in the sense she told Adub she wants his legs broken then crying when she got backlash. And if we want to be a little more recent but not really, she had a fake marriage with Jake Paul and in general had associations with Jake Paul. Even more recently her being on the last Sidemen Tinder for me felt awkward since she started crying and while swiping so. Yeah, there's def more but my source is mostly from Adub's content cop.
Tana's history is multifaceted, reflecting a range of controversies that have drawn scrutiny over the years. From her past use of racial slurs and the controversial, not like other girls, persona to her confrontation about IDubbbz and association with Jake Paul, there is a pattern of occurrences that have fueled the ongoing debate of her character. Notably, IDubbbz has since apologized for his video on Tana. Tana addressed some issues in a 3-month-old apology video, indicating a recognition of past faults. Despite these efforts, her appearances on platforms like Sidemen Tinder and OnlyFans have continued to produce more debate and critique, highlighting the complexities of her very public persona and the challenges of confronting the constant public outlash.
I feel bad if you find people like her funny. Go be drunk and obnoxious somewhere else.
The commenter clearly disapproves of individuals like Tana Mongeau, implying skepticism regarding finding humor in her behavior. Another commenter, not featured in this video, suggested that Tana's success is primarily due to her associations with famous individuals and her knack for eliciting sympathy when necessary. Both comments reflect a lack of tolerance for what they view as inappropriate and contrived behavior, underscoring differing views on humor and values among viewers. Regardless of individual opinions, Tana's actions, documented through her social media posts, podcasts, and overall behavior, remain subject to scrutiny.
This woman is more damaging to women than Trump. If you can't see that, it's sad.
Some viewers might find the comparison between Tana Mongeau and Trump beyond provocative, outrageous, and unacceptable. This commenter asserts that Tana's actions have a detrimental impact on women, drawing a parallel that may elicit strong reactions due to the polarizing nature of both figures. Perhaps the idea for using these two names in the same sentence based on how each individual is seen in public was to elicit many people to respond. Also commonly referred to as baiting, this comment reflects a perspective on Tana's influence and perceived impact, noting that comparisons of this nature can evoke silver-tongued reactions from viewers.
Yes, I 100% remember her flip-flopping about this, and a lot of her older tweets contradicting what she would say in her videos. I think she was trying to be monetized on YouTube tbh and didn't want to risk her newfound popularity by seeming wild too early on. She would say she didn't smoke redacted because she didn't like it, and then people found dozens of tweets of her talking about being high LOL. She would also talk frequently about how boys don't like me. I'm like 5 years old and kind of acted redacted LOL. But then later she would go on to say she was having redacted at like 14-15 and would tell all these wild redacted stories, said she had a redacted with her friends etc. when she was younger. She's entertaining, but she has always changed up her narrative to fit whatever she's going for at any given time now.
This comment examines Tana's evolving narratives over time, highlighting inconsistencies between her public persona and past statements. It analyses her attempts to moderate her image for YouTube monetization, contrasting her previous claims about abstaining from certain activities with a certain leaf from older tweets suggesting otherwise. The commenter sees a pattern where Tana wavers between presenting herself as innocent and independent versus sharing more provocative stories from her youth, suggesting a deliberate adaptation of her narrative to suit different phases of her career. This nuanced view acknowledges her entertainment value while raising doubts about the authenticity and consistency of her self-portrayal over the years. It's important to note that Gabby Hanna previously made an off-the-record comment regarding Cody kissing his 17-year-old Tana Mongeau at Playlist Live in Florida. This complicates matters further and underlines the delicate matter Gabby might face in the uproar.
Gabby Hanna was the voice of reason. Gabby Hanna, and you still fed up.
This comment suggests that Gabby Hanna, despite her controversial reputation, surprisingly functioned as a conscience in this situation. A growing desire for Gabby to confirm the incident outside of a recording that occurred years ago is being seen online without considering the potential impact on her reputation. It is bringing positive attention by discreetly defending Tana and trying to sway Cody. However, there's a risk of revisiting past controversies involving Jesse Smiles and Curtis Lepore. With this information, Gabby's likely hesitating on supporting someone who might harm her current public image is understandable. Overall, the curiosity about Gabby's passive confirmation highlights the delicate situation she faces. Shifting our focus to Kelsey, her involvement in this matter is both personal and professional as the wife of Cody and mother to their baby. It's crucial to approach her perspective with empathy and understanding, recognizing the potential challenges she may face during these allegations. It's important to remember that these allegations concern her husband and not her. Time for the comments.
I'm sorry you're having to face backlash for Cody. I understand you're a new mom now and you are married, and I don't think anyone should tell you how to parent. You're doing great. Just know that I and others wish you well on all your future endeavors. May you and your family have peace and love in your future. Please heal up and don't worry about Cody's backlash. He needs to deal with this on his own issues and step up to the plate. You got this. Thank you for being kind, understanding, and reasonable. A lot of people in this comment section are either extremely young or immature or just don't understand the complexities of relationships and family.
This comment shows empathy towards Kelsey, recognizing the difficulties she encounters amid public scrutiny of her personal relationships and parenting choices. DGT highlights the need to allow Kelsey space for personal healing and development, while also urging Cody to take individual responsibility for his actions. BVC agrees, appreciating the empathy shown and acknowledging the undeserved hate Kelsey is currently facing.
Can y'all stop harassing this new mother? Direct that energy to Cody, not Kelsey. We literally can't. Why, 'cause you a loser, blame Cody not a new mother. If a wife is enabling her husband's redacted behavior, then she's also responsible for. She isn't enabling. How is she enabling when they weren't even together back then? So, when you find out your husband was a redacted and you enable his behavior, then you're also following through with his crime. This is still an allegation. Can you answer the enabling part?
The online harassment of Kelsey due to her husband's alleged actions is concerning and points out the disastrous tendency to unfairly target individuals who are not directly responsible. It's commendable to see people stepping up to defend her, recognizing that she should not be held accountable for someone else's behavior, even if it is her husband. This comment thread shows the importance of empathy and fairness in how we treat others, especially in the often short-sighted and ruthless realm of social media. No one can confirm or deny if Kelsey has enabled his behavior or is seeking separation. This is all accusatory speculation.
Tell Cody to address the allegations.
This straightforward demand encapsulates a general attitude among those following the allegations. The commenter seeks accountability and clarity from Cody through his wife's YouTube channel, emphasizing the commenter's desire for Cody's response in addressing the concerns raised. No. You, a stranger online, are not entitled, owed, or promised an apology or statement from either Cody or Kelsey. Those who might possibly receive any statements from Cody would be those in direct association to him or affected by his actions.
You're married to a child redacted might want to get Otis away from him.
This comment is heinous and accusatory, declaring Cody of a serious crime. It suggests a moral obligation for Kelsey to protect her baby from any potential harm, implying that Cody's association with the allegations could lead to certain actions occurring to their child. Such statements provoke strong reactions and highlight the gravity of the accusations being discussed online. When we're discussing serious claims like these, it's so important to be diplomatic. This is not the only comment I will show that shares this opinion. Again, if this content is not something you want to continue watching, click away now. Emotions might be running high, but before anyone else starts slinging accusations and using spiteful language like that, let's remember the power of facts and evidence. Jumping to conclusions without solid proof does more harm than good. Let's keep the conversation respectful and focus on what we can actually verify. Thanks for listening, and let's continue.
For you to ignore this like nothing has ever happened shows how the both of you feel towards women that have been put in a terrible situation and taken advantage of. Truly disgusting and saddening to say the least.
This comment expresses a profound disappointment and disapproval towards Kelsey and Cod. It accuses them both of disregarding serious allegations and failing to acknowledge the harm caused to the woman involved, Tana. The commenter's strong language reflects their emotional response to what they perceive as an inadequate or insensitive reaction from Kelsey. Ultimately, this commenter does not appear to come from a place of wanting to learn and is sooner to jump to definitive conclusions despite whatever evidence may come to light.
Hopefully Otis doesn't follow in his daddy's footstep. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. So inappropriate and uncalled for. You are talking about a literal baby. Why do you not see that you are doing something worse than what Cody did? You are also harming and attacking a redacted, except this one is a defenseless baby. I didn't sleep WA redacted LMFAO. Nope, just bullying one on the internet. How is that bullying? His parents are choosing to stay silent and are full unredacted apologists. If I can't deal with you sympathizers.
This comment thread directed at Kelsey suggests that her baby will follow in the father's alleged wrongdoing, are extremely inappropriate and callous. No child should be judged or condemned based on their parents' actions or allegations. These harsh statements not only disregard empathy but also perpetuate unfounded assumptions about the baby, creating unnecessary stigma. Separate individuals from their family members and abstain from projecting biased opinions onto other parties. Instead, supporting the mother and ensuring a nurturing environment for the child should be the focus of any discussion directed towards Kelsey, unless proven otherwise. Let's talk about some of Cody's former collaborators who extend beyond Kelsey. Consider Curtis Connor, known for his wit. Then there's Noelle Miller, Brittany Browski, and a host of other YouTubers who have contributed to Cody's content.
Noel shares a podcast with him, sure. But Drew and Danny are barely associated with him. No one in their right mind is under the illusion that they would have had knowledge of this or would have in any way been okay with it. Not everyone needs to get on their soapbox, especially regarding unaddressed allegations. Cody is the one who needs to respond.
I appreciate this Redditor for clarifying that this isn't a messy reality TV show and pointing out that nobody is entitled to anything from these creators. They aren't under automatic obligation to release apology videos or statements, and they might decide to address the situation once things calm down, especially given that the response directed at Brittany for her statement could also be a factor influencing their decision. Perhaps Cody himself will address the allegations directly, only time will tell.
I understand you want to hear from Cody, but like others have said, that does not mean that anyone else is obligated to speak about this. People need to stop demanding that people associated with Cody need to speak on the issue when they likely have no connection to the problem that sparked this whole thing. Can you please talk about Cody, Cole? Your fans are begging you and hoping you're the person you claim to be. You're by far my favorite creator, and it would crush me if you're just as bad as these redacted.
I get it, folks. You want answers, but demanding Cody's former collaborations to share their stance by spamming and antagonizing them is like expecting your neighbor's cat to fix your Wi-Fi. C2 emphasizes that these individuals shouldn't feel pressured to speak unless they're directly involved. Demanding a response from them is unfair, especially if they have no connection to the allegations in question. On the other hand, D3 argues that as public figures, those associated with Cody Co. might have a responsibility to address this, especially if their fans are looking to them for guidance or reassurance. Speaking out depends on various factors, including personal beliefs, the specifics of the allegations, the legal repercussions, and how closely involved someone is with Cody. Each content creator may have their reasons for choosing to refrain from commenting, and it's essential to respect their autonomy in making that decision.
I'm crushed to learn about the Cody allegations. If it's proven to be true, then that's extremely upsetting as a collaborator and longtime fan. I find all of this disturbing, inappropriate, and just flat-out disappointing.
Brittany's cautious approach, emphasizing the need for verified proof before forming judgments, has drawn criticism from those demanding a stronger stance and stating that her wording could have been better. This criticism has extended to personal attacks and accusations, despite Brittany's lack of direct involvement in the issue. YouTuber Diesel Patches addressed this hostility, defending Brittany's stance as reasonable, given the need for solid evidence. While acknowledging his dislike for Brittany's online persona, Diesel Patches argued that D'Angelo Wallace has not received the same backlash, all because Brittany said if and Wallace said allegations. Both were being cautious to protect themselves from potential libel suits or other consequences. This situation underscores the tension between immediate accountability and the legal principle of innocence until proven guilty. It serves as a reminder of the risks involved in making unsubstantiated claims in the public domain, especially concerning public figures.
Please, Curtis, don't side with Cody Co. Speak. Make a statement about Cody Co., please.
These two comments strongly urge Curtis to address the issue surrounding Cody Co., suggesting a desire for him to not align with Cody and instead make a clear statement denouncing him and any previous collaborations. The expectation some fans have for influencers to take a public stance on controversial topics involving individuals they may be associated with only grows. At what point or moment a line is drawn, I cannot say.
I honestly feel bad for Noel. He's spent years building a following with Cody's name attached and is so deep into being a public duo with him that he's being pressed for Cody's actions. Good on him for starting his own podcast and doing individual stand-up tour. Extremely hard to imagine that the age gap between Cody and Tana at the time of Redacted is something Noel knew about and didn't mind, and I don't believe that's what's happened. I believe Noel got wind of this information within the last half year and was put in an awkward situation.
This commentary empathizes with Noel Miller's position amid the allegations. It recognizes the years Noel spent building a joint public persona with Cody, which now places him under scrutiny for Cody's actions. Some clips have emerged of Noel mentioning similar topics with Cody, but not directly related to Cody. Speculation on Noel's awareness of the age gap between Cody and Tana Mongeau during their alleged relationship expresses skepticism that Noel might have been aware and did nothing with the information. Instead, the commenter suggests Noel may have only recently become aware of the situation, putting him in a difficult and uncomfortable position. Noel's launch of his own podcast and pursuing solo stand-up tours is commendable and should not be taken away from him or diminished. Cody's alleged actions are between Cody and Tana, not Noel.
Tell Cody he needs to speak up. The longer he waits, the worse this gets. We're never going to forget.
The relentless posts, tweets, and videos calling for Cody Co. to break his silence intensify the impatience among his audience and the online community. The belief that the longer he waits, the worse this gets suggests that maintaining silence only aggravates the situation, leading to more challenging implications can be seen as an implicit warning. However, it's necessary to recognize the consequences of these demands. They foster a hostile atmosphere where individuals involved in this situation feel constrained from freely sharing their perspectives or insights due to fear of harsh judgment and backlash. While online content may remain indefinitely, people's attention spans can wane over time, suggesting that the intensity of the present moment might not last come next autumn. Thanks for tuning into this video where we explored and interpreted various comments discussing Cody Co., Tana, Kelsey, and others, navigating through a range of opinions and reactions. As of July 20, 2024, when scripting this video, these allegations remain unproven. It's crucial to exercise mindfulness in all statements, as careless remarks could lead to serious consequences such as defamation or slander, potentially resulting in financial loss or legal repercussions. A big, hearty thank you to every Redditor who generously allowed me to feature their posts in this video, and special thanks to YouTuber Daang Damon for giving me permission to use one of his memes. Catch you in the next one.